Welcome back to the Old History Project YouTube channel. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please see the description below for links to my Facebook page and podcast. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into what today's video is about, I want to wish everybody a happy new year and wish everybody the best, all my viewers, and I also want to thank them for the past year of continued support. You guys are the best I could ask for. So, a little bit of information about where we are. We're in Russellville, Tennessee, and we're right here on the steps of something pretty awesome. But before I show you that, y'all remember back in the end of November I said I want to be in a magazine? Well, oh, that's all you get. Gotta wait till Dad sees it first. If Dad sees it, then I'll post it on there. Like if those people are watching this, the editors of that magazine, thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to be in that magazine. It's really awesome. Really good people to work with. All right. So if you haven't already noticed, in the comments of every video I make now is a link to PayPal. It's not required. It's there in case somebody wants to support me, because I use my own money. Spend my own time to go out to these places. Totally not required. I have a lot of fun doing it anyway. So, link is in the comments and the description, just in case anybody would like to do that. I have discontinued the Patreon. For anybody that was curious about Patreon, I don't post anything there. So, well, let's get into the video. So, about 85, 90 years ago, right here in this exact spot, we'd be standing at the footsteps at the porch of a very large hotel. Before I show you what I'm talking about, we're in Three Springs, Tennessee, and Three Springs is one of the older communities in Hamblen County. It's first settled in the 1780s by a feller named Pharaoh Cobb. He had a house somewhere in this great expanse. I don't know exactly where. It's probably under the water. Now, before Pharaoh Cobb was here, there was a feller named Lieutenant Henry Timberlake that traversed these waters, and he spent the night in a cave called the Lap Cave while on his 23-day journey down the Holston River. Now, this was still a creek back in those days, and the river, the main channel, is actually out there somewhere. So the cave is somewhere out there. And Mr. Timberlake, he spent the night in the cave and actually couldn't sleep because he lost, now the story is pretty not specific, but he spent the night either lost his weapon, lost his firearm, or he lost his watch. Now, I've been told that old Jim Claborn was in that cave and scared the daylights out of him. Now, I can't confirm that, but I believe it. So he left, and then a couple years later, Pharaoh Cobb and his family came down on the river on a flatboat, built them a huge brick mansion somewhere over here. They had a racetrack and a horse racetrack and all kinds of stuff. Now, this house is interesting because they were very close friends with President Jackson. And he actually even had his own room in their house. And then there was a mill, a grist mill somewhere up over that way somewhere. So now, let's get on to the steps here. Ain't that really just cool? You know, you're driving through here, or maybe you're on a boat, because this is underwater the majority of the summer, spring and summer. Just waltzing right along, bebopping right along. And there you find a rather large set of steps. Well, I'll plug in a picture of what the hotel looked like right now. So, hotel is called the Three Springs Hotel, and for obvious reasons, it had Three Springs. that fed the hotel. And there's a pretty large cistern up on that hill, and I'm not going to climb it to go look. But I've seen it before, because last year I went to make a video of this, and well, I forgot my GoPro. Tried to shoot it with my phone, and it looked like somebody filmed it through a potato. So somebody not knowing will be like, what in the world is this here for? This ain't no boat ramp. This is the steps for the hotel. And right about there is where the porch would have started. These are very large cut limestone that some of the hotel sat on. Now keep this in mind, there are bricks and cut stone everywhere. So it's hard telling exactly where the hotel sat, but over here's some more of it. And I think over here is where one of the corners of the hotel was. Stone right there, a lot of it over here. Oh, they're pretty good size too. Here's, let's see, what's a good sized one? There's a good size one compared to my size 13. There's another one going in that way, so I think, I say it's going in this way, so I think went up to there, then crossed over, and went up to about where that guy's truck is. So, ain't this just cool? Now I'm gonna cut this off here because it's kind of cold outside, and I'm not want to spend too much time here. But I'm gonna plug in some pictures of the rest of it and some maps, and from here it'll be narration. To discuss a little bit more about Three Springs, I'd like to talk about Pharaoh Cobb a little bit more in depth. He was a veteran of several expeditions against the Cherokee and was with Colonel Isaac Shelby at the Battle of Musgrove Hill. He came to this area in the early 1780s claiming a land grant given to him for his service in the American Revolution. His house would have been considered a plantation. Had a racetrack, cotton plantation, all kinds of stuff. A little bit further about Three Springs, it did have a 968-foot long bridge that went across the river into Hawkins County. It was moved to German Creek. It's a little bit, I didn't actually know about that until I found the newspaper article about it, and somebody posted it in the Hamblen County group. The hotel itself I can't find much about. We have records of what they charged for room and all that, but I can't find any definitive build date, just that it was built in the late 1800s. So maybe it was built the 1870s, but it was next to all the other hotels, so I suspect that it was built that way, built at that time to compete with the other hotels that were built. You had the Galbraith Springs, Mooresburg, Tate Springs, and there was the Virginian Hotel in Morristown, but it's just hard telling. I'd like to discuss the Delap Cave too. Here there are some visitors to the hotel visiting the cave. I found in a report from 1935 from the Department of Biology at Carson Newman College, they had actually discovered a new species of spider. It's called a cave spider, and they were discussing its breeding habits and all that. And here's a map of the Delap Cave, which to date hasn't been found. They were trying to do as much as they could possibly do before the lake came up, and it's noted in the journal, and I'll link that below too. These next series of maps is the area in 1935, 1961, and then finally in 2019, showing you just how much the landscape has changed because they flooded Cherokee Lake and all the stuff that's gone. It's just really something odd to see, and then go out there and see the hotel and you're like, wow, this was really here. So I'll wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.